NATO and the talks we have about NATO and spending more defense are related to NATO, and NATO was already in the Cold War times created for defense against Russia. What we now see is a clear and present danger from Russia with an aggressive war in Ukraine. Everything we do is to spend more money for defense so that the European pillar is getting bigger in relation to the American pillar, but still together in the transatlantic relationship. Because NATO is a transatlantic relationship, those two, US, Canada, Europe, should work very closely together. And that's, I think, a reasonable position to discuss in Parliament with the Dutch public, because we need to step up our defense spending, and we can discuss about the percentages and the timelines, etc., but we need to spend our defense spending to make sure that we, in the future, can really can hold peace in Europe. I mean, that's the biggest issue why we are spending money on defense. And I think that's a good narrative and a possible narrative. And I will spend a lot of time to make sure that we are going to spend more on defense.
Yesterday, the Dutch defense minister informed Parliament about NATO capability needs and estimated that it will require some 16 to 19 billion euros extra a year for the defense spending, a huge amount of money for the Netherlands. Where will this money come from? And a related question, I think the Netherlands is one of the few countries, maybe the only one, that will not make use of the escape clause in the Stability and Growth Pact as offered by the European Commission for defense spending. Isn't that a huge mistake by putting your own country in a much worse position than all the other EU countries? And to the Secretary General, if I may, in December you said in a newspaper interview that the Netherlands can raise the defense spending by making some small cuts, I quote, to things like pensions and health care. Did you repeat that advice today to your successor? And if not, what other advice did you give? Thank you.
Well, I think I may start this time. You were going very quickly in asking and then a conclusion. First of all, the capability letter that the Minister of Defense sent was a technical exercise based on the NATO requirements to see what is needed. So it was a technical project. And if we want to step up on the capability level the NATO wants all countries to have, we need to step up to this amount of money. But as was also clearly stated in the letter, we did not decide that this is going to be the trajectory we are stepping in. So that's a different discussion that's related to the NATO summit, where I answered the question earlier on, and we have discussion in the Cabinet and Parliament about. And then we'll see where we get and how we will step up our defense spending in the next, well, whatever number of years. And you came to the conclusion that we're putting ourselves in a bad situation because we're not stepping in on the escape clause. I think that's too quick. If we can manage without the escape clause, that's always better than making use of the escape clause.